All right, everybody. It is episode 329. As you've noticed, we don't do intros anymore. We get straight into it. And today's guest is Cody Hagerty. Hello, buddy.
What's going on, everybody?
I just am very happy to have you here. We've had a great conversation thus far. I think we've been hanging out for like an hour.
Yeah.
Easy. Maybe
just
an
about.
hour and a half. It's 10 o'clock.
I mean, it's getting close to that bedtime. You know me.
You know, you don't work tomorrow.
Right.
I do, but I don't have to be there till like 9, which sucks that's like sleeping in now.
Right.
But I'm down to have a nice little conversation here and tell everybody how old you are, just some stuff about yourself, and then I have a lot of questions that I'm sure you'll address. Just go ahead.
Right. All right. So we'll get into it. Like right now, currently 27. You know, the assistant branch manager at Enterprise. Yeah. So doing that. Been with Enterprise now since probably about the end of June of last year. Been getting promoted quickly, which I love. You know, it's finally
awesome.
nice. Someone honors like your work ethic and your commitment and your attitude
Yes.
about your work. So it's cool to be there. No real complaints about life right now, to be honest. You know, maintaining all my diabetes levels since the coma.
Whoa, when was that?
That was in 2017 in November. Honestly, just like the wildest time of my life. Like I would never wish out upon like you could pick the worst person in the world, and I'd be like, you know what? Time out. A coma, you have no idea because it just hits you and like.
What happened?
So,
Did you know you were diabetic?
Right, I knew I was a diabetic.
Okay.
And I was on the diabetes pump, which was great and it's phenomenal. But if you don't rotate your pump from like hip to hip, your body just starts building up the immune, I guess, of the needle going into your body all the time. So if you're not rotating it and you're putting it into the same spot, eventually your body's going to kick in extra thick skin to where you're like...
Scar tissue.
Right. So it's like, you know what? I don't want to be hit anymore, so I'm not going to do it. So I was putting it in the same spot and I wasn't rotating it.
Does it go into a vein or just into you?
It just goes into your skin and it
Okay.
basically gets into your blood system.
So anyone could do it, basically.
You could. Like I
don't
could
have
give
to
you
find
insulin
something.
tomorrow. I could give you insulin tomorrow. It's not going to do anything
No,
for
I
you.
mean like put the needle in.
Oh yeah, I mean you could. I mean you just stab yourself.
Like if you needed to save someone's life.
Oh yeah.
Is that like a situation
What do you
where
mean?
like you could get a shot that would save your life in that moment? Like you're about to die and you get a shot?
So you remember like in what movie was that?
Pulp Fiction?
No, Wolf of Wall Street, where they
Yes.
stab each other for the adrenaline shot, where he's
Yeah.
where he's like choking and then like they stab him so he wakes him up. So imagine that with insulin. So like the insulin would stab me
Is
basically.
it an insane amount?
No, I mean it'd probably be 1 or 2 units of
So
insulin.
even your daily dosage of insulin, let's say you're going through it, you're on the verge of, I guess, having a coma.
Right.
You stab yourself with that, shoot it, pull it out, you're good?
I mean, it'd take a minute or two, but yeah, like I mean, you'd like walk around for a little bit, kind of adjust yourself,
Holy shit.
and you'd be back to life.
So explain diabetes. I don't know. Like, I'm guaranteed to be diabetic.
Right.
Just
Well, you're more than likely going to be a type 2 diabetic to where your body still produces insulin, but just not at a fast rate. Like, I have a pancreas, but it doesn't work. So imagine just like this giant hockey puck sitting in my stomach right now that does jack shit.
So what is insulin?
So insulin, what it is basically the control system. Your insulin would be like your Jaguars defense.
Okay.
It breaks down everything. So if I was tonight to pump myself full of insulin and then go buy a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, eventually my body's gonna be like, hey, we've had enough. But it's basically like the bouncer at the club. The insulin's in there to break everything down, make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, and keeping my blood sugar levels normal. When
So your body doesn't break down sugar.
not at all. Like if I ate a Milky Way that you had earlier,
Right.
and I ate it without taking insulin, I'm gonna have to pee in like 20 minutes because my body is going to turn all of that sugar basically right into urine because that's all it does. It doesn't break it down. So that's why like so let's just say like you drank a Gatorade and I drank a Gatorade.
Yeah.
So your pancreas is going to start breaking everything down because that's all the sugars and go. So imagine like a big net that's just catching everything and letting the right stuff go through and the wrong stuff to stay with it. So your body's breaking that down where mine is like, everyone can come in, dude. Who cares? Well, all that's going to turn into urine in about 5 minutes. Like, and I would have to pee probably every 30 minutes.
So you would pee out the sugar.
Yeah, basically. And that's what your body, and then after
That was my next question. What happens to the sugar?
So the sugar,
Like, what's dangerous about it? It just builds up?
It just builds up and you just pee it all out. So like when I was first getting diagnosed, I was probably right around like 184, 185 pounds. Kind of like what I am now. And I was losing weight quick.
How old were you?
I was 23 going on 24, I believe, kind of around that range. So I was, peeing all the time, and I'm like, something's not right. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I looked skinny. Like, I looked bad. And I was like, I didn't look muscular. I didn't look, I mean, I'm not that muscular now, but I didn't look myself. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, something's not right. I look really bad. And I was tired all the time, and I couldn't quench my thirst, and I couldn't stop eating. Well, because you can't, when you're not diagnosed, you don't know how to, levitate everything to where you can control it all. So that being said, I went to my doctor, and I was like, I don't feel right. And what happened is he's like, step on the scale real quick. So I stepped on the scale, and I weighed 152 pounds.
Holy shit.
And he was like, yeah, that's not normal. And
yeah,
I was
that's
like,
scary.
He's like, that's very skin. And he was like, let me, I'm gonna prick your finger. I'm gonna test your blood sugar. I don't even care about your blood. I just want to check it. So he checked it, and it was like 471, which
means,
yeah, it's not good.
I don't know what that means. What would a normal blood sugar be?
So anytime, like when you have normal blood sugar, for you guys, honestly, it's probably about 95.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's good. That's really good. So for a diabetic, you always want to keep your ranges between 70 and 130. Because remember, mine's going to, no matter what I eat, it's always going to start fluctuating. Because my body doesn't really know what to do without the insulin. So you guys are doing this, and it's keeping you guys right around 95, maybe 105 tops, if that. But with me, it's always constantly changing. So imagine like riding like an up and not necessarily a roller coaster, but just going uphill and downhill. Kind of like walking the course of like TPC. Some parts you're going up and some parts you're going down. So with the diabetes, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And you go all the way back to 2013 going on 2014, I tried to join the military, and they said you had sugar in your urine, you need to get it tested. So I got it tested, and they said you're in pre-diabetic stage, but you don't have diabetes yet. And I was like, all right, so I needed to monitor it. Well, being hot-headed, you're 22, 23, I don't give a shit. I'm going to do whatever I want. So still keeping that diet of, maybe a sugary soda, maybe a granola bar or some chocolate, BS. And then you're like, all right, well, I'm going to go to bed. Well, then I wasn't sleeping right either because you had to pee every hour. So imagine trying to sleep where you go to sleep, 59 minutes later, you got to wake up, take a piss, and then wake up, take a piss. And that's what's burning out all the fats in your body. So that's where all the weight's going. So all your weight is basically being pissed out. Like you're basically peeing yourself to death.
You're like straight ketogenic, dog.
Yeah.
Is your body probably in a permanent state of ketosis?
I mean, it would be in a stage where...
Hypothetically.
Basically. I mean, you think about it. I'm on basically borrowed time, as they call it. I mean, there's ways... Diabetes, though, what everyone doesn't understand is it's not curable. I mean, it's not curable yet, but it's controllable. Like, you can control what you eat, what goes in and what goes out, and how much insulin to give yourself, and how much to do. But you have to basically be your own doctor on the fly. Like, if you don't feel right, you have to know, like, hey, I need some insulin, or hey, I need to do this, or I need to do that. Like, if it's real low, then that's where I can kind of splurge and have a sip of a Coke or have a bite of a Milky Way just to keep my levels up. But you don't want to do too much of it to where you boost it way too high because then you're going to go through mood swings too.
So is this something you're familiar with? Do you have anyone in your family with it?
My dad has it.
How long has he had it?
He probably got, he got diagnosed probably when he was right around, I want to say probably like 34, 35.
My God.
Yeah, so I got it early.
Were you even alive?
Yeah, I was alive.
Isn't it weird how like my dad and my mom had me when they were 23 and 25 or something like that, or 24 and 26. And I'm 27. You're 27.
Right.
When do you anticipate having kids? Like,
I mean, if I got lucky enough, who knows? I mean, hopefully it's, it's with the right person. But I mean, if the night came along, I mean, I bet that's the first thing I'd want to tell somebody. Like, if let's just say hypothetical. We're going out. It's good night. Whatever.
Night one?
No, definitely not night one. But like, it's like finally, like we're gonna try this out. Like
it's like night 3.
Not with my luck. It's more like night 87. Dusk settled in.
It feels good now.
Yeah, Cody felt right in the moment. No, so
feels secure.
Yeah, this is the one. Which it's never the one. Believe me. If you feel like it's the one, chances are it's probably not. But. Anyways,
I have no fucking clue anymore.
Right, I don't anymore. At this point, I need them to all have signs like yes, no, maybe, and that's for them telling me like, hey, do I have a shot? And they're just like, hey, my name's Rachel, I'm 27, definitely not. And then like you're like, all right, whatever. Then you walk up, hey, my name's Alyssa, I'm 32, yes. All right, well let's try this thing out,
dude. In my last episode, which hasn't come out yet,
right?
I have this like. I did it yesterday, so I probably can't do it right now.
Right.
But I've had like a blackhead at the end of my nipple to the point where on air I popped it. I am in no way concerned with girls right now, dude.
You know what? If you're comfortable with that, I mean, I don't want it to pop in my face.
It's not no way. It barely comes out.
Do what you
barely comes out. I need you to commentate because I'm putting the mic down.
No, you're good, bud. All right, so here we go.
What do my nipples look like?
I mean, they're just, they're nips. I mean, if everyone's seen a nipple, I hope.
Is that what you expected from me?
No, not at all, but I love this.
What did you expect from me nipple-wise?
Just honestly, small areolas. Like
what are the areolas?
That's the nip.
Ow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Damn, bro. That's harsh.
Okay, so it's not happening, but you can launch it in episode 328 because I did it yesterday on air. And then I told my dad about it.
Right.
And tried to do it at work. So I guess I drained out whatever could have possibly built up.
Now you gotta make sure you don't want to scar it. Because you have like a scarry nipple. You got some chick hanging out and you think it's like the best time. And you're like,
I don't even want you to do anything with my nipples, girls.
I'm not.
Leave them alone.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Let us touch yours. Don't touch ours.
I also showed my ex.
I mean, that's the thing. She's got to know eventually. Like, hey, sweetheart, what do you think of this?
Does anyone need to know that?
I mean, it's not like you hit somebody with your car or
why
something.
Did I feel like why do you think I felt like I needed people to know?
Because it's a weird spot to have a blackhead. Like, if I had one like at the tip of my thing, they'd be like,
whoa, that's scary.
That's what I'm saying. You'd be like, yo, hey, check this out real quick, honey. I don't know if I got this from you or how I got this, but there's a blackhead at the tip of the empire.
I need you to pop this.
And I need you to do it with your tongue.
Oh, God. Bite it.
Yeah, no.
Jesus.
No.
Fuck. Well, how else are you going to pop it?
I mean, realistically, you probably stick your dick in an ant pile.
Okay, this is a real question.
Let's do it.
You don't have like a white pimple
right
on the pink head of your dick.
Right.
You have like a blackhead.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's a pimple looking thing, that's scary.
That you got to go to the doctor. That could be that's an
STD.
That's definitely an STD.
STI, whatever you want to call it now.
Right.
That is not what you want. But if for some reason you're just like, this is a blackhead.
Right.
You definitely are going to do something with that. There's 3 options. Let's say you're dating somebody.
Right.
You either do it right then in the moment and never say anything.
Right.
Unless bad results. It persists.
Then she has to know.
Right. So, but you never tell her in this situation.
Right.
2, you tell her, possibly ask her to do it. Mm-hmm. Would you ever ask someone to do that? If
I don't know.
Knew it was not an STD thing, just somehow.
Right, that you got
like,
one there.
This is just a fucking blackhead.
It's from sweat, sweetheart. It's from the sweat.
It's a blackhead, I swear to God.
Right. Then you got to kind of like, I don't know if that's like a dinner conversation or like...
it's not a dinner conversation.
You never know. I mean,
it
depends how if she's wild and you're wild, you can go for it whenever. But...
That's want to, like, after dessert at best. Dude.
I think it's actually on the car ride home. Like, hey, I need to talk to you. And she's like thinking it's like the breakup conversation where she's like freaking out. And she's
might be for her.
And she's got the ammunition already built up of what she doesn't like about you. And you're like kind of freaking out, like how to like, hey, sweetheart, I have a blackhead.
What if someone had a blackhead on their clitoris? Would you break up with them?
Probably not.
Would you try to pop it?
Oh yeah. It just depends how we're
non-sexual. I'm talking real shit. She's like, I have a blackhead. I believe.
How long have we been dating for?
However long you need to be dating somebody. What's that? I mean, how long?
Yeah, right. I mean, there's no judge. I mean, there's no rule. There's no book. Like, hey, you've been dating for 6 months, bro. You can do it.
Now you can do that.
Now you can do that, right? Like, I mean, wouldn't that be some shit? Like, if there was a book out there, like, dating for dummies.
There definitely is.
Like, but I mean, like, a legit one where it's like day 86. You can finally hold her hand in public and smack her on the ass and not care.
I guarantee you there's similar things to that.
We could almost write this book.
We could easily, and it would, in a weird way, just manipulate it into being a quote-unquote like feminist thing about how men should interact with women.
And then we'd be assholes at the end of the day. Like,
but make it very, which it should be consent-based. But there's a weird thing where, like, okay, if you're dating someone in this weird, always quote-unquote consent thing, and I know no one legit thinks like this that I know, but like if you're dating a girl and you guys are walking and you want to like slap her ass. Like, it's fun for me, not in like this weird way, but just like fucking around to slap my
Right.
girlfriend's ass.
There's like over the top slapping the ass where she
That's
falls over.
sexual harassment.
Well, I mean, you're going to get reported nowadays. Social media is going to find out, and you're going to be on the news. But I mean, where are we at now? Where it's like, who do we root for these days? We root for like the happy couple, where we always see them on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat.
I don't think anyone's actually rooting for them.
But listen, or we're like, oh, cool, they're doing their thing. I'm gonna like this picture just to keep them happy, whatever. But are like we like rooting for like not the divorce or the breakup, but we're like secretly like, you know what? Fuck them, dude. Like, I hope tonight they go home and they yell at each other and they have a legit argument.
It's gotta be it's gotta be so disingenuous to be in a relationship where it's centered around taking pictures to post and create this image. Like, I know people who are like all about, and it comes from good reason.
Right.
When it's older people. When it's our generation, it's like very self-centered. With the older people, they're literally trying to create memories.
Right.
And they think this is like the thing.
Right.
The younger generation, this is why I do not have Facebook anymore, I deactivated,
Right.
is because like people do try to create this image. And it's so unhealthy. And it just makes me mad.
It almost ruins a relationship, doesn't it?
It's
Like,
just,
if you think about it, you're like, if this is all we're gonna do, I'm out. Like, they never argue. They always get along. There's never the time where they're in the grocery store and she's
That's
like,
not even real.
she's like, I want a salad, and he's like, I love salad. I want the guy that's like,
That's not real.
she's like, I want a salad tonight for dinner, and the guy's like, all right, good, make a fucking salad. I'm gonna go to the burger section, get me out a nice, pick me out something nice. I'm gonna bring that home. I'm gonna cook it for myself, and that's what I'm doing.
The idea that you can't eat different things is fucking ridiculous.
Just go for what you want,
because
dude.
if you go to dinner somewhere, you're not gonna get the same thing.
Oh my god, could you
So
imagine?
why does it have to be that way at home?
That actually happened recently. I went to
Really?
Buffalo Wild Wings, yeah, and I'm not gonna say her name.
Well,
but,
it's wings, it's flavors.
but
There's
no.
only one way. Okay.
I got tenders and fries because I was watching it's game 1 of the World Series. So I'm eating, and I'm like, I just want some beer, some tenders, and some fries, and I just want to watch the game. And then before I know it, I'm like, all right, so I order first because I don't care. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Get my order. Sure enough.
Did the person come up and say, "Are y'all ready to order?" and you just took charge? Because
yeah. I was.
Was it a male or female waiter?
It was a female who
That makes sense.
did not give a shit about.
Because if it was a guy, they would have asked the girl first.
Oh, yeah,
and
guaranteed.
that would have been insane if you were like you asked the girl, "Man, what would you like?" and you're just like, "I'll do the fucking chicken tenders and fries."
Yeah,
It'd be
right.
hilarious.
Could you imagine if she would have ordered something like manly too? Like, if she would have been like, I want a burger and I don't want it cooked well done. I want it medium, maybe medium rare.
See, that's most girls though.
Right. If she would have like been
Honestly.
I would be like, all right, well look, there's a Jared's down the street. We're just gonna go get fitted tonight. Who cares?
Most girls, I feel like, are like that.
Right. But then it would just turn into this thing where I was like, all right, so I got mine and I'm still watching the game, but I'm still like paying attention to what she's saying. And then before I know it,
Wait, what did she get?
she got the exact
Same
same
thing.
thing.
Okay.
A Bud Light, chicken tenders, and fries. And I'm like, yo, come on now. Like, this is not supposed to happen. And then,
Maybe she was trying to be cool because it's cheap. Were you paying?
yeah.
She was probably
When do I
didn't want to
not?
get something more expensive than you got.
I don't care. Break the bank. I'll pay
But she
for
doesn't. The girls don't think like that.
That they should.
Some do.
Yes. Believe me. There's some bank accounts.
Cool ass
that-
girls and non-cool girls think like that though.
Believe me, there's some bank accounts in the negative right now because of steak and lobster on a Tuesday night turns into an $85 tab, and
So
people
dumb.
are like,
So dumb.
I'm out.
So dumb.
But so we order the same thing, and then I was at the point now, like I'm watching the game, and she could give two shits about the game, and I was kind of like, you're gonna be a little bit more cool if we got the same food and she was into the game. By far,
Was
that
she on her
outweighs
phone
it.
the whole time?
No,
Okay, that's cool.
But she just was like, so tell me about this, and I'm like,
This girl sounds pretty cool to me.
she's all right. She's all right. So we're talking, and then like there'd be like a base hit, and I'm like, oh, she's like, I was talking to you, and I was like, I understand, I apologize, but I mean, come on, the Nationals was
This is y'all's first date?
That was the first date, dude.
No.
Yes, sir.
No. That cannot. She, for her own sake, needs to stop that. You are not going to be in a lasting relationship
It's already over.
if you can't accept multitasking.
That's what I'm saying. And
I can listen and watch shit.
That's why I was talking as she my eyes were on the TV, but
Always.
the conversation was me and her. Yeah, like I was like, she's like, what about this? And I'm like, yep, it's going great, works good. I love my life. Hold on, 3, 2 count. And then she'd be like, and then she had the balls to like talk while they're pitching, and I'm like,
whoa,
yo, sweetheart, it's game 1.
Listen, I understand. I don't give a fuck about that shit enough.
Right.
So I can't relate. But
okay, let me say this.
I guess I get it.
Let me put it on your terms.
Because if I go out on a date, I'm not trying to sound cool at all, I swear. I would. Okay, if Tiger's playing.
That's what I'm about to say. If Tiger was putting on 17 in the Masters,
I would watch, but I
win.
wouldn't care if she's talking, honestly.
Thank you. Because that's what
if she's talking, I don't give a fuck.
And
but I would watch it.
Let's do the role reversal. Let's say we've had a long day, right? And God forbid we go to a bar where they're blaring HGTV or Desperate Housewives or that show where they all try out, what's that thing, The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, and they're all trying to get this thing
weird
for like
not
a rose.
Sport women are into.
But let's say this. Wouldn't that be some shit if we made a bar where it was all catered towards irrelevance? Desperate Housewives, The Bachelor, The Bachelor in Paradise. To where like how like they had that one bar
it
that
had to be separated into like rooms.
But
you gotta hear.
Right,
that's the beauty of sports. You just put everything.
Yeah, and guys commentate themselves.
But you have the main game
right
with the volume.
But wouldn't that be some ish if we were at a bar and you're like, sweetheart, I've had a rough day at work, and she's like, could you shut up? Jenny's about to kiss Brian, and I've waited my whole day for this.
Would I care?
Absolutely not.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, what if the roles were reversed? Like, what if we were at the bar and we're like, all right, I don't have any idea what the fuck's going on, and you're like, What are we watching? And she's like, what are we watching? Are you stupid? We're watching The Bachelor in Paradise. This is what I was built for. This is my life,
Any girl, okay, if it's, especially in this situation, I'm thinking in terms of relationship shit.
Right.
If this is the first date with a girl,
right,
and that's how she's acting,
right,
I'm not gonna care.
I was
now
we're out,
and to the point where I'm not gonna hang out with her again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Oh no, that happened.
Like that's over. But when it comes to what originally sparked this, there's an important moment on TV,
mm-hmm.
because with sports for me, it's on mute anyways,
right?
And it probably wasn't because it's the main game, so it probably was.
It was all over the loudspeaker and everything.
I honestly wouldn't care if in a really important moment a girl was talking,
right?
Unless it's a movie. That drives me fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
The worst thing that anyone can do, because guys do it too, whether it's your friend, but it seems to happen way more with girls, when you have a fucking movie that you want to show them,
mm-hmm.
and it's not even 10 minutes into the movie, and it's all based on like, well, what is this, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, when I watched this movie the first time, I had no fucking idea what was going on.
Right.
And I'm telling you to watch this movie because there's answers.
No, let me ask you this. Do you hate the replay? If she goes to a movie with her, let's say tomorrow you meet this woman, right? Great girl, perfect, perfect body, great, in shape, does her thing.
Perfect girl.
Right. The number one, like on your list, like she's number one on the draft board. She's coming off first. Everyone wants her. Right?
Yeah.
You take her to the movie. Movie's going great. You do like your little hand
seeing Joker.
Thing. All right, fine. We're seeing Joker. Movie goes great. She's not talking, but she's doing her little thing, right? And movie goes great. I think we're past that stage now where we have to like wrap each other up and cuddle and watch all that nonsense. I don't want to do that in the movie theater anymore. First off, if I'm spending that kind of money, I just want to watch a movie. Okay, that's all I want to do. But second
I don't
off,
want to know that shit.
But let's just. So then we're leaving, and we're in the car, and she's like, she doesn't ask you what your favorite part is or what made you like. Like, oh my God, do you remember? But she like replays it. She's like, remember this scene and remember that, and remember this. Like, sweetheart, we were at the same movie. Like, if I wasn't there, then great, fill me in.
The remember thing is insane.
Like remember this scene? No, how could I forget? I just saw it. Like if it was something like 3 years later, where it's like an inside joke where you're like, doing like a smiley face or something. She's like, hey, remember in Joker where he did that? That's me.
Yes.
Or where he shoots the announcer. Hopefully no one, I didn't
Spoiler alert, because I do want to talk about Joker.
Anyways, hopefully.
And honestly, you said announcer, which basically doesn't make sense.
Right.
So, if you have not seen the movie.
Right, which is perfect. So I ruined it, but I didn't ruin it for
you.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the perfect word.
Right. So he does that. So then, let's just say, they replay the whole movie. That part, it's just like,
no thanks.
Dude, I just saw it with you. Yes, I saw that part. I remember it because I just saw it. I understand if it's, like I said, if it's 3 years, 4 years down the road and she's like, hey, remember that time?
I like talking about movies, but not, do you remember this scene? And that's all it is.
Right.
Remember this scene? And then you're like, yeah, what about it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, you don't remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, how could you forget?
My ultimate pet peeve above anything, and this is 1,000%, like I care more about it with somebody that I'd be dating.
Right.
And it's something that I really pay close attention to. There's two things, actually. Someone who doesn't understand that I'm kidding and takes everything I say literal after I give the disclaimer that never take me serious.
Right.
And then two, thinking that when I say things, I'm looking for an answer. So what I mean by that is I'm eating something and I'm like, man, I just can't stop eating this.
Right.
And the response is, oh, well, why don't you try to just stop eating it for a little bit and sit back and just relax for like 10 minutes and your food will settle and you actually won't be hungry anymore.
That never works.
Which doesn't work.
Imagine
but
her.
Also, hold the fucking phone because I'm not looking for an answer to, I just said I can't stop eating this.
Imagine her like at a buffet. Like if you took her to a buffet, right? Like a nice Chinese buffet with the hibachi stuff and whatever, and they're cooking everything for you, and you're like, you know what? I think I want another plate. She's like, let's just settle. Let's just eat a plate, and then you're done. Bullshit. I'm at a buffet. If it's $10.99, I'm eating probably $29 worth of food there. If I want 5 plates and the little guy to come out and say, hey, I think we're done, that's when I know, all right, maybe we should wrap it up.
I can't force myself, though, to, eat a shit. I have this weird thing where I can eat big meals once a day.
I gotcha.
And I eat a bunch of little ones.
See, I
a ridiculous amount.
I probably could do 2 big meals and a couple snacks.
I love things that are bites.
Right.
Like you grab and eat. I wish they created a chicken nugget. I guess they do have just little versions of stuff, but something that tasted like, I love steak and baked potato and vegetables.
Who doesn't?
Amazing.
Right.
I wish there was something that were bites of that where you could just boom, 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 and you get that in terms of the nutrients, everything about it.
Well, they have that. It's those P3 meals over. It's not steak, but it's those P3s you can buy in the grocery store. It's got your.
The Lunchables.
It's not a Lunchable.
It's Lunchables without crackers.
Hey, first off,
I ate a Lunchable today.
Well, I'm sorry for you.
I wanted to.
That's what explains it.
I went to Walmart and I was like, no, I ate a bunch of other shit too.
Right.
But I saw it and they were $1. And
they're cheap as hell. Isn't that weird? Like all of our childhood favorites are super cheap. Chef Boyardee, $1.84 for 10 cans.
It's ridiculous how Walmart really is so much cheaper. It's like blasphemy.
You could go to Walmart, spend your whole paycheck, you'd be set for a year. If you literally just
Publix offends me. Now, when I see stuff, I'm like, I bought SpaghettiOs.
Right.
Will be 96 cents at fucking Walmart. And they're $1.40 or $1.50.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing to me, Publix? I love you.
Publix does, here's where they get you. Here's what Publix always comes in clutch that Walmart doesn't really have yet.
Every Publix flavored thing.
Buy one, get one.
Oh, yeah. Walmart will never do that because their prices are already
exactly.
too cheap.
But Publix, you go into Publix, bro, there'll be a buy one, get one on shit you've never even heard of. You'll put it in your cart.
From now on, do this experiment. Only get buy one, get ones.
No, I've done that.
That's
how I shop. That's how I shop.
That's a life to live. It's great shit.
It's bougie. You walk in, you're like, oh my God, I got 2 things of toothpaste.
You live variety.
I got 2 shampoos. I got 2 things of hot dogs. I got 4 buns. I don't know why. First off, that's where we got to figure out math. Who's doing math? You'll get 16 hot dogs and 8 buns.
They fuck with you to make you buy more buns.
Oh, I know. And I'm like...
It's bullshit.
It is. It's a scam. But you know what? You're living your life. And if some of y'all out there right now living your best life, as you guys put it,
That really makes me happy to see that one. That's really great. I love that.
I love that one.
It's really great.
I
believe it.
You almost root for the outcome, like where that bad day just comes, where their tires flat and they run out of gas, and they don't make it into work that day. And the best time for someone's day to go wrong, it starts raining.
Well, I can tell you this: it'll end up with a selfie on Instagram that is just them looking however
better me.
No. It says the caption is, when you've had the worst day ever and it's raining on you and you just had a flat tire.
That would be it.
What is that?
Right.
Like, people create, because people know that it, like, deep down it's super lame to post shit like that. Like, basically post selfies, but what they do is create like an excuse for it.
Right.
So like the excuse is like, when you've had this thing, or had a really bad day and I'm really missing when I was on this vacation.
Yeah,
and they
right.
post that, like, use that as an excuse to post. Like, it's weird how and I just talked about this on my last solo episode, but it's really weird how it's like really bad and against Instagram, like, social ethics to post a picture that isn't from that day.
Right.
Like, there's something, you have to acknowledge that this is a throwback, or this is a late post, hashtag late post, whatever.
Right.
Hashtag latergram, whatever. Snap saw it first.
What is that, like?
Just to draw people towards. I hate Snapchat. I hate it.
I love it.
I hate it.
But it's,
I don't use it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Hey, the main person on my Snapchat? 601 day streak, me and moms. We got a
That's
601.
beautiful.
We got a 601 streak right now. We are riding it out.
If my mom was still here, we probably would be on shit like that.
Right.
But I don't know.
See, remember, my mom's the one who found me when I was passed out in my coma, so I always feel like I owe her. Like, she's always got the one up on me.
Dude, if my mom, I was like best friends with my mom. Like, I get it.
Right.
I would be, what I mean by that is, I don't know if my mom would be down for Snapchat.
Right.
I think our text game, which it always was, would be like all the time.
Is your, like, I mean, let me ask you this. Like, would she have, like, nowadays been like GIFs and memes, everything?
I don't honestly know. I don't think so.
Because my mom's into that stuff. She loves to do it, but I think it's what she does is because there's 3 of us, like me, my brother, my sister. She does it to keep everybody close. Like, we're going to comment back on something, you know? I think that's what she does.
Oh, you mean about, like, you see something funny, so you tag you.
Yeah, so she'll tag us in it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because but I think that's what's, like, nurturing is, like, she'll do that. But I don't want to get too
I thought you meant, like, creating and posting them.
Oh, no.
I was like, I don't.
No, it would take
so.
her. It would take her hours.
Yeah.
We'd be there, and something would be like misspelled or something. Not
Oh,
that,
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
I was like, Mom, that's not how we spell it. But that's the thing. But like, speaking of the Instagram and the Facebook and the Snapchat and the Twitter's kind of dead nowadays. But all of it, are we in that point now where like we do it for a competition of like, I got 100 likes on this picture and this person only got like 98. Like, are we doing it as like a battle, or are we doing it as I actually just want people to see how I'm doing and I don't care who likes it?
I think I don't think it's a competition because no one pays attention to how many likes anyone else got. No one pays attention. They only pay attention to their own shit.
Right.
I mean, obviously you see it.
Right.
But I don't think I mean, maybe, and I just don't. But like, I don't think people are like, I only got 16 likes on this, and this person got 67. What the fuck?
Right.
I don't know, but I think it's mostly I only got 13 likes on this. End of story. Now, I feel like a loser.
Now, would it bother you tonight, like, if nobody listened to this podcast? Because to me, it wouldn't. Like, if it was just me and you.
No.
Because I've had a great time. Like, I'm caught up.
I've had no one listen to this. I mean, not literally.
Right.
I've been blessed enough to say I've always had a nice little cult.
Right.
That I could live on an island with. And it'd be cool.
When my head hits the pillow tonight, knowing that me and you did this, to me, that's what makes the moment, dude. It's like what I did and who I was with is what I care about the most. I don't care that someone's going to comment, oh, Cody's this or Cody's that, or CJ did this and CJ did that. At the end of the day, it's like, dude, we set a night, we picked a date, we did it. That, to me, that's what I always look at. It's one of those things.
I want people to listen, but
right.
It's not so that a bunch of people, I can say that. It's
right.
so that I can have enough listeners so that this is my job.
Right.
That's why. Because I love doing it. And what I mean by it becoming my job is my dream is this is my only responsibility in life, other than bills and shit.
And that would be
But, like,
that would be sick. I mean, that's
this is all I do.
Right,
Is
that's
have these conversations.
That's someone's goal at the end of the day. I mean,
It's
my
a million people's goal.
My
literally.
goal of the day is just keep money in my pocket and keep a roof over my head and food on the table. At the end of the day, that's all I care about.
Yeah. So like, what did you see of your life at 27 when you were fucking 12?
Who
15?
knows? I mean, I'm sure not enterprise. I mean, we all see ourselves as, throwing that touchdown pass or pitching in, Game 7 of the World Series when we're, especially being bros, or like, back in the day, I hardly see kids skateboard anymore. We used to crank out some skateboards that we all wanted to be, Mike Valley or Bam Margera. We wanted to have our own show where we're out cruising the town on our skateboards and blowing stuff up.
That was a weird thing. Everyone wanted their own show.
Right. But now
that's our generation. Everyone wants their own show.
Right, but
I'm
now
doing it.
Right, but now it's just that point where like I was mentioning to you way earlier ago the other day about reality TV. You almost watch it now and you almost think how much script goes into it. Like if they're really
so much.
If there's some guy going, hey, no, here's how we're gonna do it tonight. You're gonna follow the script and this is how it's gonna go. It's gonna make good money and that's all I care about.
Reality TV is like probably 90% scripted.
Right, and it almost makes you wonder, like, when's it going to die? Like, when's it finally going to get busted and blown up to where it doesn't work anymore?
Well, I think that scripted TV's even worse.
Right.
Except when it's really good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's amazing scripted television. With reality, they're all kind of at the same level, whether it's really good or really bad. They're like right in the same.
Right.
But
like I mentioned, like Survivor's on like season 39. How much stuff can you do on an island nowadays where I haven't seen this before?
I don't think it'll ever end.
It probably won't because
like reality TV.
Because we still watch it no matter how.
Way less people.
Right. No matter, but like the generation that kind of grew up with it. We always will watch it. I think that's why like with.
Well, YouTube's given us actual reality TV.
Right.
Like, even if you're watching fails,
right.
Like, that's literally people in real life. Like, that's true reality. And do you ever get like this?
When you go on YouTube, do you ever get like that one time or two times a day where you just watch someone like, you watch like a funny fail or something, like people just bust their ass?
I don't, but when I lived with Dylan Kissel.
Right.
He loves all that shit, and we were watching it all the time.
Right, but like, I mean, that show, like Impractical Jokers.
Impractical Jokers is so that show, funny.
But then you wonder...
And I want to hate it.
Right, and you wonder if there's a script behind it. Like, you wonder if they're really knowing, like, hey, you're about to go into this.
Yeah.
Act, kind of dumb, but we want you to do this. And here's what they're going to do.
Well,
just
it's
play
them.
It off. Right.
It's them saying, this is what we're going to do.
And then every once in a while, you know how they'll kind of throw in, like, that kicker, like... Hey, you guys are the guys from that show, and they never get it right, but they know who they are.
Dude, it's definitely it's television, and what I think happens is they think of what would be a great situation,
right?
Or it's happened to them. Like, for instance, maybe Murr was out one time,
right?
And they're like, "Hey, you're the guys from Punk'd,"
right? Yeah.
So like he goes, "Man, that was so fucking funny. Let's turn this into something that happens on TV,"
right?
You know. But it's definitely not all raw and organic at all.
Right.
Like, it's all set up. Now, I don't think it's set up to the point where it's like, okay, now, Joe, this episode you're going to lose.
Right.
And you're not going to say this. I think they really do, like, because that's the organic beauty of it.
Right.
That's what we, like, enjoy about it, is because you're like, wow, like, they really told him to say that, and he acts like he's not going to.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's what's funny about it.
It almost makes you wonder, too, like, we think that, but like, what if like the reality behind it is they actually do? Like, they sit like in a production meeting.
I mean, they might.
Yeah, who knows? Like, and
it
we'll
just
never
wouldn't
know.
be that good if they actually did that.
Because they're actors, and that makes it so good. We'll never know.
But they're not actors,
right? They're just.
I don't mean like in the way that Trump's not a politician. Right. I mean like, no, they're not. Like, these are just dudes.
Yeah, it's not Adam. It's not. It's not.
They didn't take acting classes.
Right. They're just the bros.
Yeah,
and they mess it
goal.
up. Right, but. At the end of the day, who really knows what they're doing? But it's funny and it makes good TV.
It's definitely scripted, but I think it is like, now compare that to a show like, I don't even know, The Bachelor, or I don't even know.
Hey, be careful. Girls are gonna lose their mind. I don't either. I'm just saying it's hilarious. Like, we could talk about The Bachelor tonight, get all the names wrong, and somebody will drop a comment. First off, his name or her name is such and such, and they don't do that. And I'd be like, blows my mind. I don't care.
It's so weird that people care about stuff like that.
But it's so funny, like when like that Bachelor or the Bachelorette's coming on, they're like, well, why am I not up there? And you're like, because maybe you didn't audition, or I don't know,
Yeah, you
like
don't
you
just
didn't
get on.
you didn't apply yourself to be on there, and then
You thought your Instagram was gonna pop up on some
Yeah.
casting director's
like like
feed?
some guy like got it across his desk. Oh my, have you seen her Instagram? Hey, get her on this show. Like she's trending. What they do is they watch a million tapes and they find the best people that are
submissions.
Yeah, they are gonna find the best people that are gonna fit their show. They're gonna mold it into a moneymaker, and you're gonna watch it. That's all it is.
It's been working for a very,
and
very
it's always
long
going
time.
to work because people want to be on that show. They crave I want to be on Big Brother, or I want to be on Survivor, or this and that. By the way, fun fact, I can't be on Survivor because of my diabetes.
Really?
I can be on The Amazing Race. I can be on...
Have you like applied?
For what, Survivor?
Any of this shit?
No, I Googled it one night. I was bored as shit.
Yeah.
I might have been a little intoxicated. But I Googled it, and then the next morning, what the hell? But...
So what can you drink?
So
Beer?
I mean, mainly beer. I don't like doing because shots with like whiskey and stuff will alterate it way too much. But like, I could do a shot of vodka, but I just choose not to. I just stick to beer. It's my thing. But getting back to the reality TV thing, it's just weird. Like Survivor, you can't do. But like I could go on The Amazing Race, where I got to thinking. Imagine if I was in some town and I had like a episode of like failure, like my blood sugar dropped, and the guy's like, I mean, you don't speak English. And you're like, well, fuck, dude. Like, my blood sugar... Yeah, I just dropped. Like, imagine, like, the person, like, let's say we're competing, right? And we're, like, America's favorite. And then just, boom, like, I pass out. And they're like, oh, like, Cody's done.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a wild scenario. But, yeah, like, I got to thinking, who's really fit for, like, reality TV? Like, you ever, like, walk by, like, oh, my God, that guy would be great for... Because there's no perfect person.
No. Dude, it's so weird. It's like, what even is reality TV anymore? Like,
right.
On actual network television and stuff like that, like big on cable TV and shit like that. Like,
right.
Now there is people doing awesome, real, like, vlogging shit.
Right.
But, like, to get all those people want to be actors and they did acting classes. Like, this is a way for you to get on TV and be, to get somehow in their dumb minds, I'm going to go from this reality show into a movie.
Right. Like, this is
That's like their goal.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm an actor, I'm an actress, I'm going to be on The Bachelor, and that's why it's so bad.
Right.
Because they're acting.
The only thing that I don't get, like The Bachelor and The Bachelor in Paradise and The Bachelor.
What do they want to be with this one dude who's like in this competition
First
with
off,
all you?
I was so like bad at this thing. Like when I was with my ex, I thought this guy or this girl was like loaded with like millions of dollars.
Nah.
They're not. They're like IT guys at your local like Best Buy.
Probably not even. Honestly.
Not even. They
probably an actor.
They might even not have They might even not have a job. Like who knows?
Probably an actor.
Right. And you're like I thought these guys like that's like The Bachelor. This guy just paid.
They're IT guys, but they're like also actors.
Yeah, they have like side gigs.
Yeah,
and I'm
like they work in Los Angeles.
Right. I'm like, this guy just paid for 17 dates. They all had steak and lobster, and he's all feeling them out, drinking whiskey and stuff. Come to find out, I asked her, I was like, what does this guy do for a living? She's like, oh, he's like a construction worker. How the does he get all this money? And they're like, this show pays for it.
Yeah.
No. Where is that in my life? Like, I'd love to be the guy on that, like the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, whichever one I'm on. I don't really know how it works.
It'd be great.
Because for 3 months, everything's paid for. And I just got to pick some random hottie that I'm like, hey, you know what? Hey, this might work. It might not. Who do I care?
We're not getting engaged.
Yeah, just take the ring. And apparently they have this thing now where it's like the hot room or something where that's like the time. That's where they like it's like the last episode. They're just knocking boots, baby. Wow. And then, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? That'd be a pretty cool show to be on, actually. Like you go home and you're like, you know what? I wouldn't mind being on that show. My meals are comped. Bunch of hot chicks everywhere, and then someone's getting laid at the end of the if I can make it that far, we're in.
You should probably be fucking those girls before you make your final decision.
You should do more than that. They should have like a stress test where it's like 100 degrees outside, the car is broken down on the interstate, and you got to repair it with her. That would be the stress test right there.
This is all hating on the Bachelors.
Right, this is such a dish.
It's hack, but like it is dumb as fuck.
It's the stupidest show on TV.
Let's say this is like the most hack thing to say about the show. What if I had 12 girls,
right,
and I was stringing them along in a competition in real life.
Right, and you just had to kick them all out at once. Not at once, by week. Like you were like,
it would be horrible.
And I'm just gonna use names here. I don't know who's
You'd be a douchebag.
Right, I don't know who's in whose lives and everything, but you were like, Morgan, I'm sorry, it's not gonna work out. You need to leave. And then 3 days later, you got to kick somebody else off.
Yeah. That's weird.
And then at the end, you're like, hey, I think you're the one. How do you think that one girl feels at the end? Like, wouldn't she feel?
That's what I'm saying.
Wouldn't she feel crappy? Like. She's like, oh my God, he's the guy of my dreams. But wait a minute, there was 11 other girls that he
But
kissed.
they won the competition.
Right, do they get paid for The Bachelor? Do you win money?
They probably get like $2,000, $1,000 an episode.
No, but I'm saying like
only for how many episodes you last.
But what if you win? Like it's not like the Survivor. You don't get $1 million. You just ride off in the sunset.
No,
with
you
this
probably
guy.
get a bonus of $10,000, which is.
If you're watching this, I want the answer. What do you get for winning The Bachelor or The Bachelorette? Let's pull this up because this would be interesting.
So what is it? What
are the winnings? What are the winnings for The Bachelor? Because if it's like $60,000, bro, I'm going on there tomorrow.
How much do Bachelor contestants get paid?
Yeah, let's do it.
Boom, 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 boom. Bachelor. If you're going to be a contestant. Why are you not just giving me the answer?
Right. This is like a legit
The biggest payday most likely goes to the main attraction, the Bachelor himself, who reports suggest generally pulls a salary north of $100,000. So for the season, the guy who does it gets $100,000. They've also been paid $70,000 to $90,000.
That was probably for like the one that wasn't like the fan favorite. I don't know. But I'm just saying.
No, dude. The people who are on it, not only are they unpaid, but it appears that many contestants actually quit their jobs and go into debt in order to appear on The Bachelor.
There is no way. I would rather meet somebody walking on the side of the road than trying to find love on a TV show. Granted, I mean, we've all done the Bumbles and the Tinders and whatnot, and we've done our thing with it. But could you imagine literally tomorrow quitting your job to go on a TV show? That you might not win. And you're not even getting paid.
You're not going to win. So, what do the winners get?
Right.
The winner of the show gets a pretty sweet engagement ring. Last season's was a custom-made Buble set with a 3-carat diamond, which was worth about $100,000. Look at it.
So that's...
And it has the name in there.
I mean, that's pretty cool, but I mean, think about it. Shit, if I was the woman... I'd pawn that thing off.
Dude!
What's up?
Those rings reportedly, there's other rings that cost $60,000 to $70,000.
Yeah.
And couples have to give the ring back if they don't stay together for at least 2 years.
Okay,
here goes. This is exactly what I'm doing. Okay. I'm picking a girl. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, look, we can try this, whatever,
right.
But I need to, like, we're going to sign papers that this ring, after 2 years, we're done.
Right.
If we're not working, but we're not going to stop until these 2 years happen.
Right.
Because we're turning this ring in and splitting the money.
Oh, absolutely.
If that's exactly how I'm going about The Bachelor. If I'm ever The Bachelor.
Do you think you could make more off of that show, though? Could you imagine?
Yes, because you can write a book. You can do a podcast.
But imagine this. It's $100,000, right? That's what it got valued out. Imagine taking that ring to somebody who loves The Bachelor that could get somebody else to pay top dollar.
Yeah.
Sell that ring for $200,000, $300,000.
Yeah, definitely.
Bro.
Just put it on fucking Facebook Marketplace.
That's money. And you didn't even pay Jack nothing for this because it was given to you as a reward for finding true love.
But you do have to stay with someone for 2 years.
I mean,
to keep it
for $100,000, could you make it work?
Yes,
I would, bro. It would be the.
I wouldn't pick someone that I'm trying to fall in love with. I'd pick a cool ass person. That look, we're roommates.
Off camera, I'd probably like shoot her to the side, like, "Hey, come here. Like, we're pretty. Yeah. We're not gonna work out ever. But here's what we're gonna do.
We could have an apartment together, and you better be cool.
And for 2 years, you got to make it look legit. We'll take pictures. We'll do the whole Instagram thing. We'll look cute as hell. But in 2 years, we're splitting the cash and we're peacing out. Go find your man. You got $50K. I don't care how you make it work. I just want my money. And then I already got someone lined up. But something like that. Like,
if you're the person though who wins that show, or the actual Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Oh, you are People Magazine's like #1.
You should have a podcast. that is
Yeah.
a weekly review.
Now that would be fun.
And you would have so many subscribers, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
would crush it, and you'd be able to turn that into a self-sustaining podcast where all you do
Dude, you
is
might be onto something.
other people. I mean, this is all just simple shit.
But we have your podcast now, so let's get you on The Bachelor.
Yeah,
let's get you to win the thing.
Imagine if I was on The Bachelor. That would be absolutely ridiculous. They'd be like, who is this child? This is weird.
Hey, whose kid is that?
There's like a kid.
Right.
This is like kid.
What does he
music
do
child.
for a living?
This kid is like 16.
So wait,
Because
how
they're
does,
wearing suits.
right? So which one do you want to be on? You would want to be on the
You'd want to be The Bachelor.
right because you want to be the Bachelorette because then you're competing against other like d bags that like think they like they play.
If you're on The Bachelorette, then you're a contestant.
right, so I don't want to.
If you're a guy.
I want to be the. Oh, I don't know which one would be more. I don't know which one America would fall in love with more. Do you think America would hate you at the end if you were like, dissing everybody? You think America would like see if I was
No,
on?
you just play your cards right.
I think if I was on the Bachelorette, I think America would fall in love with you more because then they're like,
Or you'd look like a total fucking pussy.
well, that too. But imagine like the seldom few that are like, hey, that Cody guy was kind of cool,
I think your chances are better if you're the actual dude.
I'm
Because
sure they are.
They already know that you're only going to pick one of them.
Right? Isn't that so weird? Like at the end of the day, like, oh my god, this whatever. What is no?
It's very weird
It would be to
that
me.
it's totally okay and watched by more people than most other things on
Now,
television.
do you have to pick a winner? Like, what if you're like, yo, these 17 chicks are disgusting?
I think I got to Google this. I think someone said no to both.
Like,
I
what
swear.
if you did that? Like, what if you were on this show and you were like, you know what? Out of all the people, I'm just not interested, man. This is not you. I could have done better. Because that would be hilarious. To string along America for 16 episodes or however long this show is. To just be like, you know what? I'm out.
Come on, please. I wish I knew these names. The Bachelor, most shocking finales, from Jason Mesnick to Colton Underwood.
Dude, they're all like, sharp, well dressed. Where's the Bubba in the group that's just, wearing like a t-shirt and overalls? Doesn't even care, right? Just was out there to find true love and it didn't work.
Wait. Let's just see if anyone would ever find love or loses. This guy was a virgin, but when host Chris...
How does this show work?
He was going to lose his virginity. When Chris Harrison mentioned that his split from frontrunner Cassie Randolph was the most devastating in history. What? Okay, what the fuck?
Yo, so is he still a virgin? Did he go on this show and not find love at all? Because that would just be bad luck at that point.
I don't know, honestly.
I mean, I don't want to sound rude.
Dude,
but...
there's other people who haven't proposed.
Oh, and I don't think you have to propose at the end. You just got to say you like them, right?
No, you propose.
You have to. Oh, I mean, if they're handing you a $100K ring, I would probably figure out a way.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have this conversation with somebody where you're like, look, we're doing this for the motherfucking...
The money.
We're doing this to split this ring at the end.
Right.
Like,
and think about all the endorsements and all that.
You can do whatever you want.
Because there's going to be some ad that's going to want you to be on their show. Like, hey, will you guys come on for our, ad? Like, yeah, man, what is it? And they're like,
Go on the Today Show.
It's on Kleenexes. Be like, oh my God, yeah, sure, we'll do that, whatever.
If you have any sort of agent,
you're gonna go on. You're gonna go on Ellen. You're gonna go on the Today Show. You'll probably be on Jimmy Fallon. You'll be on all these shows, and you're like, yeah, we made it work. Whatever.
And you have a podcast, and you book big guests.
Yeah.
You get everyone that's ever been on the show.
How big? Are we talking like LeBron James? We're talking like Adam Sandler.
What do you mean?
You said big guests. Like how big?
Oh, I mean, is whatever that.
Think we could get like Derek Jeter on the show?
No, fuck no, dude. If you're on The Bachelor, you're not getting anybody respectable until you prove that you have a legit podcast 5 years after.
Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah.
When you've turned being on The Bachelor and having this bullshit ass podcast about it into I now have a respectable podcast where I'm good at interviewing people.
Right.
Or like me, I don't really care to interview people.
Right.
I just want to have a conversation. If that's what you're doing,
Right.
you better be good at it.
Well, you saw my text the other day. I was like, is this like a Q&A like podcast?
Yeah,
or like, what are we doing? Like,
Not happening. What made you want to come on here? I don't for people, I love it, but if you don't have anything to promote, what makes you want to do this? Is it curiosity? Maybe you want to start your own?
No, it's more like I don't know, it's more a viewer of like one of the bros. So it's
it's like a fun thing.
Yeah, it's just like I just want to.
It's fun.
I don't sound rude, but I have like nothing to do on a Monday night. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go talk to CJ for a couple hours. And
Why not?
Because we're out of the house. We're not doing anything.
And you get to like listen to it, and it's like gonna be funny and
right.
fun.
You're
to
gonna
go
be like,
back.
hey, that's me. I really said that. And then you'll be like, whatever. But then it's one of those things like I had nothing to do, and I was like, let's do it, dude. Like,
yeah.
Why not? Like,
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
I think it's great. I just wonder. like if you do this, you just start your own podcast because you're good at talking. So why don't you just like?
I mean, honestly,
you're not interested.
I probably would be, but I have to find the time. I mean, you think about it. I work from 7:30 in the morning to about 6:30 at night, 7 o'clock. Then I'd have to go home, cook dinner, and then do a podcast, which wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I work long too, but it's different.
Right, but I mean, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it'd be fun. It'd be something to look into. I probably could do it like on my days off and my weekends for sure.
I mean, yeah, you could just do one a week.
Right, which would be dope. I mean, I'll probably
completely
look into
standard.
It. Right, it's something I probably should look into, and we'll see how it goes. But like, I mean, it's just fun to go on there and be like, yeah, I did a podcast with CJ. Because who knows? What if this thing blows up 20 years from now?
It'd be crazy.
Right, and you're like, hey, I was on. Go to episode 329. Check that out.
Exactly.
Check that out, bro.
I would love for that to happen.
Right, and that's what I think. I think it's what it is. It's like. You want to be like a part of the history, so to speak, where you're like, check that out. Hey, CJ made it big. Hey, but go look at 329, see who's on there.
Yeah, hey, I was on that shit when he was nobody.
Right, and then hey, go look at 329. That's
me.
That's your boy.
So, like, I wonder for you though. You work for like a corporation. You might not want to have a podcast unless you're very, fucking PC, dude.
But listen, what if I didn't make it about work? What if I just made it about like your regular life? Like, 'cause we've done this tonight, and I really haven't.
I mean, you could have one, and they never know you have one.
Exactly, and there might be somebody right now that works at an enterprise somewhere in America that has a podcast, and they have no idea.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Right, but I mean, it's just one of those things where right now I just haven't found almost like the TLC for it, where I'm like, dude, I want to do this. You know, it's just one of those things where it kind of like, it clicks with you. Like you
Yeah, 1,000%.
Right, how the brain works. It's like you have it kind of like the idea, and you start kind of get everything rolling, and then it starts happening, and it's the best thing that you ever did.
It's weird how you get drawn to certain things.
But
everybody is drawn to different things.
To you, this is relaxing, right?
No.
Really?
No. I mean,
because like to me, I feel relaxed. Like
I'm in this. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't mean it's not like it's stressful, but. When I think of relaxing, like I'm not gonna go to sleep right after this.
I probably won't either. But there's no, like I'm saying, there's no report. You don't have to have.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no one that, and like
this
I said,
is completely my own thing.
Exactly.
I answer to myself. There's nothing about this that is gonna turn out how I don't want it to.
Exactly.
And if it does, then I don't release it, which is not happening. That's more for my own episodes.
Wait till this goes viral.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Right.
But the most that I don't release, like I'm being 1,000% honest. I've never done an episode and been like, fuck it, and deleted it,
right,
and not put it out. The longest I've gone is, like, this always happens with my smoke breaks. I'll be like, all right, everybody, it's Monday, October the 28th, 2019. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, depending on when you're listening. And then I think that's stupid,
right,
and restart. The longest I've gone is like 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah?
And then restarted.
Yeah.
Once I get through the initial dumb thing that is the least important, the first couple things I say, once I get through that, there's no going back.
I mean, that almost feels like,
and that feels great.
Goes. Right. It's no different. You're on a roller coaster. You're going up the chain, kind of contemplating like, oh my God, what if we fall off, or what if this happens? And then this ride's already been rode like 1,000 times that day. Then you just whoosh, down the chain, a couple quick loops, and you're done. That's all it is.
It's very therapeutic. Also, like, okay, it's cool to see a psychiatrist or a therapist because you get to talk.
Right.
Or you have people in your life that you can talk to. But that's a conversation. So you're in a way filtering, and you're going to get pause, and you're going to have to hear them talk and think about. But when I'm doing a solo episode, it is just me, letting it all out for however long, an hour straight. Like the one I did yesterday was, I think, an hour or something.
Right.
Nonstop. And it was like, that feels to me more therapeutic. Because at the end of the day, the reason that we want that it's good for you to talk to somebody is just to get it out.
Right.
You're not actually like getting answers that are going to be useful. It just feels better to let it out.
Right.
So I think it's a superior feeling to let it all out completely. You're unfiltered. You have nothing. If you like, it took me a while to get to that point.
Right.
But once you get to the point where you can do it, I think you could obviously do it by yourself and just let it all out and talk in your bathroom. But there's something to me that's like really good about, for my own self-improvement, if you will, to do it. I have an hour straight of not going back on what I said and just letting out whatever's in me, and then I can listen to it, and it's like I'm listening to somebody else, and I can analyze it and see what's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like your own critic.
Like if I'm any questions that I'm asking, I can hear and answer the next day or whenever I listen to it.
Right, which is, I mean, that's perfectly normal. I mean, you kind of almost do that with your own life. Even if you didn't have a podcast, you kind of like on your way into work or while you're doing whatever, you have like questions for yourself, like, is this like, am I doing the right thing, or is this, right or wrong? And then, like a day later, like, you know what, I was thinking about it. This isn't the right thing to do. I need to do whatever is going to make me feel better at night.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where, I mean, so like it's good that you can, do a podcast or you have like the ability to do whatever. Because some people don't, and they feel trapped. And that's what's scary about life, is some people feel like they're never going to make it out. Like, not in a way of like, hard times, but like almost like depression, so to speak, of like this thing where like they're never happy. And then it starts affecting, and it's just a trickle-down effect. It starts affecting work. It starts affecting the people they're around, to where you're like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I want this person to be the person that they are. I want them always to succeed, but I got to figure out what's triggering the most of what's going on. Like, because sometimes people aren't going to tell you, and you're going to wake up one day and they're like, I'm done. And that's it. That's the scary part about life.
Yeah.
The best part is to always be there for someone, to always support them, no matter what they believe in, unless it's something like way out of the world. Like if it's like, tomorrow,
dangerous.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go kill a cat and wear its face as a mask. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do that. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that. But if it's like, hey man, I'm going through this time, I was like, bro, if you need a shoulder to lean on, cry on, whatever, I got your back. It's one of those things where if you have that support system, or you can find someone to support you. I mean, you'd be surprised how much somebody will actually support somebody until
but when you're going through it,
right,
you don't want. That's the thing. You don't want to talk to anybody.
You don't, but you have to. I think you almost kind of have to.
Yeah, you definitely should. But that's the thing. Like, there's a difference between I am sad and my neurochemistry is imbalanced to the point where like I can't. Like, working out isn't going to fix this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's just something you're able to, like, almost like, it's not fixing it, but it's taking your mind off of it for an hour. Where you don't
like
have
your
to
brain signature is that, like for bipolar.
Right.
The brain signature is specific, or schizophrenia.
Right.
That's a specific brain signature that everyone with that type of schizophrenia, when you read their brain, they all look like that.
Right.
So, like, that, I think you could definitely, like, work on it and shit. But, like, it's crazy that you really can not be fully in the driver's seat of your own vehicle.
Right. No, I totally
like, you're
agree with
limited.
That. Right.
Like, your car doesn't have as many gears.
Not only that,
but it should have 4.
Let's say you're in the driver's seat, right? Like, you're in control of the car. But there's a car next to you, and a car next to you, left and right. A car in front of you, and a car behind you. And let's say you're on the interstate. 65, 65, 65, 65. So you can't go any faster and you can't go any slower because you're going to get hit. And you can't go anywhere because they're doing the same speed limit on you. But it's just one of those things where when it all starts opening up, you feel a little bit better inside. You talk to somebody, this car automatically starts going 70. This car starts going, 75. And then lanes open up. And then you feel more, not necessarily in control of life, because you're never in control of your own life. It's weird to say, but who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, I
mean, it just depends on what you, like, determinism versus free will.
But, I mean, we'll never know. But one of those things where it's just you start seeing little things that are clicking, where it just starts opening up a little bit better for you. Like, there's going to be dark days in life. I mean, let's face it. That's just how life goes. There's always a dark day, but there's always a day where it's sunny outside and nothing gets to you, no matter what. And for some people, it could be on a rainy day, too, where nothing bothers you that day. It's just you've already dealt with so much that you're
people
like...
have different ceilings.
Right. And you're like, you know what, dude? I've already been through this. Like, nothing's going to stop me today.
Yeah.
And then there's a day where you feel like it's all coming down on you, But it's just funny the way life goes. And then, like, what you want to do is, like, when someone's going through something, you just want to lend out that hand. You don't want to, like, you don't be overbearing, where you're blowing their phone up, where you're like, like 1,000 text messages.
You're making it worse on them.
Right. Because then they're like, dude, no, I don't want to talk to you. It's just one of those things where it's like, you know what, Cody reached out to me. I skipped his phone call. I skipped his text. Let me call him real quick, see kind of what's going on. Let me tell him how I'm feeling, and then we'll go from there. But if you're like overbearing on them, they don't want that. They just want someone to like lean on, where they're like, you know what, if I call Cody, it's 2:00 in the morning. He's probably going to answer. We'll just talk for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go back to bed.
Yeah.
Where they've kind of thought about it already in their head, like, you know what, life kind of sucks right now, but I have someone I can turn to. They'll probably gonna, hopefully you answer their phone, and then you go from there. That's what I think helps out a lot of people is if they have like that 1 or 2 people they can just absolutely reassure that if it's 3:00 on a Friday afternoon or 3:00 on a Saturday night, they can call them and be like, yeah, man, I just talked to whoever. Great phone call as always. I feel good about it.
I mean, let's say the sky's the limit,
right,
for happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Some people though, literally. And you can, like, if you're sad, you can't always improve from that.
Right.
But some people, their ceiling is, instead of it being the sky, it's only like 20 stories.
Right.
But
you want them to always
you could always get to that 20th story.
Right.
And be as happy as you can be.
That's where you want them to be at. You always want them to be on the 20th. I'd say 18 at the top.
It's impossible, though.
Right.
For somebody, if you have a legit mental illness, like a legit hardcore... I'm not hating on depression. That's not at all.
No, not at all. Not even close.
At all. But I'm saying, like, there's a big difference. Like, okay, depression, if you have clinical, legit-ass depression and you're not just sad because bad things happen to you.
Right.
Which I'm not saying there's not PTSD. I'm saying, like, it's normal to feel depressed if somebody close to you died.
Right. That's normal. Now,
if it's years later and you still are super depressed, then that's depression.
Right.
But not right away. Like, you're gonna be sad.
You're allowed to grieve.
I'm talking legit. It's been years of feeling depression. Like, your ceiling is going to be, if the sky's the limit, as high as maybe it's 50 stories.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But somebody who, like, bipolar 2 is like super depressed.
Right.
And that level is not going to be as high. And schizophrenia, when it's paranoid schizophrenia, is going to be at a different level. And personality disorder, which there's just so many different things where there's all different levels. But you definitely want to try to operate at the whatever your ceiling is. But there's going to be just drops.
Oh, I mean, that's everything.
And it's weird to be self-aware and go through a drop and know that it's just a drop, but like you feel like it's not going to end.
Right.
But well,
then you almost
chemically it will.
Right. And you always kind of worry about it too. If you're dropping, like, what's the highest I'll get back to? Will I ever get back to the 50th floor? Or do I start getting back to the 49th and the 48th, And then you wonder how many floors you have left eventually. Like,
well, I've been researching a lot about bipolar, and I know that there's all sorts of different studies and stuff. But
right.
like, when you go through a manic stage, it does brain damage to you.
Oh, I can
equal
imagine.
to getting, and some say, depending on the how long the manic state lasts and everything, worse than a concussion. And when your brain gets damaged, it never repairs back to where it was.
Right.
So each time, basically, you have a manic state, you get further and further from getting back to the 50th floor, if you will.
Right, yeah.
Which is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is a bad feeling.
Right, but then it's almost to that point, too, where if that person can never get back to the 50th floor, you want 49 to be absolutely amazing for them. You want them to be...
Yeah, you definitely want to make it as good for them as possible.
Right, like, no matter what they're going through, if they're on the second floor, you want the second floor to be, hey, that's the party floor, man. We're here to stay.
Yeah.
You always want it to be, no matter what floor they're on or where they're at, you want it to be the best time of their life. And that's what I think I value the most in life, is making other people happy. Like you always want your feelings to be important, but if I've noticed that someone's having a bad day, I'm going to go out and reach out to them just because like the person I am. But I always want, like, it's weird. I guess, like, if I'm on the 50th floor and you're on the 49th floor, I'm going to go party on the 49th floor until the day ends.
A lot of people are like, how are you not on the 50th floor?
Right, like
they don't get it. And
like,
you're like, well, you explain it to them.
Right.
And that turns into, well, why don't you just, like, get over it? Or why don't you just work out? Or
right.
why don't you just find Jesus or find whatever religion you're into?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Right.
I hate when reasons are dubbed as excuses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, if you're asking me why, how about this? I'm actually, when it comes to like me and what's going on in my mind, and I have people in my life who are close to me who doubt anything could possibly be wrong.
Right.
Which is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've been complaining about it for a lifetime. But like, to think that because you're this way, that all I need to do is work out. Like, okay, it was all like, okay, you should stop doing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I did. That made things way worse because I was self-medicating.
Right.
And then it turned into, well, don't smoke weed. So I smoked before this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first time smoking since, I think, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Monday. Or no, when did I have the guest on? I don't know. Thursday, maybe? Doesn't matter.
Right.
The point is, like, I basically don't do that.
Right.
And it just keeps turning into, well, okay, well, that's not, you know what I mean? And it's obvious that something isn't right here. So why, like, you should never treat somebody who's saying they have something wrong with them as, no, you don't. Like,
Right.
why would somebody want to have that?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, and I'm not, this isn't me coming out of the closet, but like, if you're gay and you have people in your family who you tell them you're gay and they don't believe you and they think you're like making it up,
Right.
like, who the fuck would make that up?
Right.
Or choose that, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they think, oh, you're just choosing to be gay. Like, you could be straight. Like, that is insane.
Right.
To, like, think that, oh, no, my son or my daughter or my nephew or niece, whatever the fuck, my brother, my sister, is choosing and not actually this.
Well, not only that.
Like, why do people not take people for their word when it's them describing themselves?
Right.
That's fucked up.
Right. I think with that, I would be more depressed if I found out from somebody else rather than you coming up and telling me like, "Hey, man, I know it's gonna sound silly, but this
I
is
like
where
Willie.
Right. This is where I'm. Yeah. me and Big Chuck got down.
That's the best way to come out.
Right.
I know it might sound silly, but I love sucking Willie.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's how
I'd be
I tell all your
like,
friends.
you know what, man? I'm okay with it, but you know, I might, because you know, I'm a joking person. I might throw in a joke. From now on, you're on the couch. I'm in the bedroom. The door will be locked.
Which was probably like that anyways.
Right, but that's how it has to roll. But I would be supportive. I'm like, look, man, we go out one night. I'm like, I see some guy, he might be, in the same thing.
Get it.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm like, dude, that guy's into you, man. Go for it, dude. Like, I'm gonna support you no matter what. Or if we're, doing whatever, and the best scene, like some of your guy friends might love to dance, but they're afraid to do it out in public. I'd be like, bro, that dance floor and you, those are gonna be best friends tonight. You need to go out there and just have a. Who cares what everybody else thinks? Just go own the night, man. Like, that's the thing. People need to start just being more of a, unless it's something like, really out there, then you need to probably sit down and have a talk with somebody. But if it's a thing where I could support it, then I would do it. If it's like, because at first, there was probably a time, 2-3 years ago where I wasn't supportive enough, and I could see where it gets to somebody. It breaks somebody down not having like a support system. Like,
It's very fucked up.
Right. If they have like an eating disorder and they feel like they can't tell anybody, or they don't, show you anything, and then you have to like find out like personally, that could eat at somebody. Like,
It will, yeah.
Yeah, mentally they're like, oh my God, I don't want to tell this guy something because they're gonna think, X, Y, and Z. They're gonna make like a laundry list of why I'm a bad person. Whereas really, we should just be there as, all right, well, let me help you get through this. Like, you tell me where you're at,
Exactly.
and I'm gonna show you what I not necessarily what I think. Because you should always tell them what you think, but let's meet in the middle of how we can control this.
If somebody tells you that they have mental illness or they have a disorder of any
Right.
kind, and they're opening up to you, you should do nothing but believe them,
Right.
and treat them as so.
Mm-hmm.
And that means really, like, listening and catering to them, not being like, oh fuck, like now I gotta listen to them explain this bullshit. Like,
Right.
And a lot of people, and it's not our generation. We're pretty hip to it.
Right.
But like our parents' generation, there's not a lot of understanding. It's mostly like, this is who I am. Mm-hmm. How are you not this way?
Right.
And it's like, well, one, I'm not you.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know. It seems that our generation is better, and when it comes to race relations and just everything.
Right.
I don't know legitimately homophobic, racist people our age.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
Legit.
There's out there.
Definitely people out there. I'm talking about people that I actually know.
No, there's probably
there's people that I know of,
right,
who are, but
it's
few and far between compared to the amount of people that are of the older generation,
right,
that are those things.
I mean, like, and
even that's not that many,
right? But see, remember, like you figure too, the older generations. Remember, they're coming off the '60s and the '70s where there was
totally different time,
right? So, but now, they're finally
we're very integrated,
right? We didn't grow up in a society where there was, colored restrooms and whites only. We grew up in a society where you accepted everyone for who they are, not whatever they believe in or whatever.
We're the first generation in human history, and it's only happening here. It's not even happening in other parts of the world.
Right.
Of true integration of everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's showing. The way that we view the world and what it means to be a person is completely different than it's ever been.
Right.
To the point where, to the older generation, it seems like, what the fuck is wrong with these kids?
Right.
They're too accepting. They've gone too far. And I understand, like, there is, like, I call it, and I swear, I said alt-left, like, before Donald Trump got elected.
Right.
And, like, right when they started the alt-right thing. And I've got proof of it, and no one believes, and I'm not saying people got it from me.
Right.
But I did fucking say that first.
Okay.
No one got it from me.
We should have patented it.
I should have at least bought the domain.
Even if it's silly, you should have just been like, you know what, this is mine. Feel free to use it after I purchase it.
But there's definitely that's going too far.
Right.
With where you're making it to where I have to say certain things. Mm-hmm. You're making it. It's fascist, basically.
Well,
it claims to be anti-fascist, right, but it's fascist in its own nature.
It's almost entrapment. Like, you feel like you have to be a certain someone that you don't always want to be. Like, some days you're going to feel this way about something, and some days you're going to feel the other way. But it's one of those things where you feel like you could almost coexist with everybody, but you don't know how. Because people have, mood swings and all that. So some days they're all for, X, Y, and Z, but then the other day, they're all A, B, and C. So it's kind of one of those things where at our generation, X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C, we kind of just meet in the middle. We're kind of like, J, K, L, and O, P, all mixed into one. Like, kind of remember those things we used to do in school, those little Venn diagrams where you had to put same, difference, and then same, and your same
one. It
one.
looks like two thighs and a vagina.
It does. But you always had to put the most in the middle. Maybe our teachers, who knows, they were like, I want the middle filled. And I was looking back on it, yes, ma'am. You got it.
They did good.
Always fill the middle.
Did you ever have a hot ass teacher?
What? Pick a year.
What's your favorite year then?
I don't know, because I've
had one. I feel like it was third grade. Miss Markey, shout out.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
She was like I think we were her first class ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was she young or was she?
Oh dude, she was like fucking probably 23, 24.
That's the best.
She was so hot.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know.
I was also in third grade, so it wasn't
right.
Like
so you're at the age. Oh, look, boobies.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. I have a little boner.
Right.
Maybe.
Probably not.
I have no idea.
I have half of a half chub right now.
Mm-hmm. The 1-inch killer.
Yeah, right.
A little third grade wiener. Okay, so you're just. What's the hottest teacher?
I don't know if I could pick one.
That's insane to me.
I'm thinking
that you've had so many hot teachers that it is difficult for you to figure out. Do you like teacher porn?
No.
That's surprising.
It is. But nope, I'm not under that whole like school. It's too much role play. It's not real.
Exactly.
Not that I'm watching the acting either. Like, I could give two
shits
I
like a realistic
that.
Situation.
Right, but I don't even know. Like,
I don't like costumes being worn.
Right,
I want regular clothes.
I don't even want to see clothes. Just get right to the point.
I'm talking any sort of costume.
As soon as I hit play, should already be in action. Because I'm not watching the whole thing. I'm not sticking around.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of. Like we were talking about earlier for some funny, hilarious reason. I don't want any male grunts and oh yeah, do this and do that.
Right.
That is such a turn off to me.
Just in and out, baby.
Okay, do you put yourself in the porn or are you watching the porn? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. I feel you on that. Honestly, depends how the camera is.
Oh.
Am I the guy
First person?
doing? Yeah. Am I doing it or am I? I mean, I don't know.
It's talented. You could do both.
Okay, now that's a good one because then you gotta I think it sticks with you for a
Like
while.
it literally depends on the camera. Like if it's first person, yeah, I'm in it. But if it's shot, then I'm just watching.
Let me ask you this: have you ever gone back to watch how it finishes? You ever watch
Yeah.
one in the morning and then like, you know what? Go
Not
back.
that much later. No, it is as I'm just sitting there lazily.
Oh, you watch how
Just
it. Oh,
come on me. Then I'm like, I'll go back.
no! If it's like 2 days later and I need to
That's
crank another
insane.
one, I'm like, you know what? Go back to the minute 5. I want to see how this thing plays out.
Do you remember your first time busting a nut to porn?
Yeah, it's like 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah, it was. I think 7th for me, maybe 8th. Are you? Do you remember like who it was? Because that.
Nope, but I do know it was on Cinemax. I do know that.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so it was that.
Nice.
Is that softcore stuff? So I mean, you're all like,
Great stuff.
When you're a kid, you're just like, oh look, boobs, awesome, yeah, oh, and then
It's so well shot.
right, and then you're like, and the acting's phenomenal.
They're great.
You're like, did she just whatever? So then
I heard a lot of them are method actors.
I'm sure they are, but then you're just like, whatever, great role play, who cares? And then nowadays you're just like, all right, well, I gotta satisfy myself real quick. I just pull something up. And that's another thing. You go on someone's browser history, and if they have nothing in their history, there's a 99.9% chance they've just watched some porn.
Yeah, for sure.
If they're that 0.1 are those crazy people out there where they Google search like, how to construct a pipe bomb and then largest college football stadiums. By
Really
the way,
weird shit.
the FBI gets a hold of that, we're done. Like
They definitely
they're
get
going to tap
flagged.
into our computer. They're like, hey, you know what? Real quick, let's just check. Nope, these guys are good. But that's that 0.1. That's the ones that don't have a browser history because you kind of
No one's doing that.
Right, you kind of worry about them.
People are deleting shit.
Right, now you're like, and you type in like someone's phone. If I type in like ESPN and the first one is like
Erotic.
right, erotic scene 47, I'm like, well, this guy's up to no good. But you know what? It's my bro, so I support him.
At least he didn't delete it.
Right, I'll click on it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that chick's getting nailed, bro. That's
know
where
what?
we're at in life.
I get really weird about like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite thing is to get, and I gotta vet the video.
Right.
So I gotta find some really good dirty talk. I want some come in me, shit like that. And it's really hard to find a site that you can close out of the site, and like how you could close out of YouTube and then play it.
And then play. I mean, you could.
So a picture a girl is sent, pull that up, and then you got the soundtrack of this other person talking their shit. So you're not just whacking from memory to a picture, because I have watched porn and I've had a lot of sex, so it's not like I'm that good with my imagination.
Can you Google Chromecast porn? I don't know if you can. I have not tested that theory yet. But I got to think.
What is Chromecast?
Chromecast is like where you can stream it from like your phone to the TV.
For sure.
Think about this though.
1,000%.
Okay, I'm sure you could. But I wonder
You
why.
can do anything. You could play a video game.
But listen, put it on your TV, go in the other room, it's going on.
That's happened.
You're doing it now. But now remember how you're just talking about like you hypothetically, you're not seeing it, you're just hearing it to get your mood set. You could do that.
Yeah. But what do you I have the picture on my phone.
Right.
So if I put my phone somewhere, this is what I'm talking about.
I see.
It's direct. It's
now let me ask you
headphones in.
Are you one of those pornos where you're watching it but using a different chick's name? So you're craving like the girl.
I don't watch it. I have the picture.
Just the
that
vision.
the girl sent me, like in a text.
Okay.
A girl sent me this nude.
Right.
I take it. I look at it,
And then you
and
visualize.
I have headphones in
Okay.
of the audio playing from a porn that I found with
But it's
really good
of the
dirty
girl.
talk. And no, it's a random. It's like a porn. Like I would look up dirty talking.
No. Listen, you're picturing yourself with the woman that
Are you
sent
talking about
you
what's going on in my head? Yeah,
Right.
I'm thinking about the girl.
Okay,
in
that's
the
what I'm
picture.
getting at.
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes,
getting at.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
I thought you were like, how are you making this happen? And I'm like, what do you do?
No, I know.
I pull up the shit.
I'm
and
with you. I feel it on
I was like,
that.
don't make me sound creepier.
Right.
It's already creepy.
By the way, you've lost and you're getting no more news. Like every girl is like, yeah, whatever.
I guarantee you I will get more.
I'm sure you will.
For whatever reason.
Hey, they'll probably hashtag it episode 329.
The more honest you
That'd
are.
be some shit right there.
That would be dope.
That'd be sick. Some chick's like, hey, episode 329, here you go.
You're a real couchie if that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're a bad bitch.
I would make a clothing line of that for them to walk around like, hey, did you see episode 329? I did. Hey.
How about if they send it to you? That'd be cool.
And that'd be so. I'm always
Where do you
open
want people
for
to send shit to?
Hey.
Instagram.
Oh, I don't. We'll take it all. We'll take it all. Snapchat, Instagram, whatever.
What's your handles?
Oh,
we're not done, but just like
right.
It's an appropriate time.
Well, Facebook's just your name, so it'll be Cody Hagerty. Instagram
it's spelled
would be
on the title,
right. So yep, and then Instagram and Snapchat are both Cody Hagerty _13 for Paul George back in the day when he was with the Pacers. But anyways,
good guy.
Right, God when he was playing, but.
That was sick. He was very good.
Him and Danny Granger always bawd. Anyways,
very good.
So those are that, and then Twitter. I don't really know if you can send one on there, so I'm not going to worry about that. But just for shits and gigs, you're good, dude.
What's your Snapchat?
Cody Hagerty _13.
So you like Snapchat?
Yeah, it's fun.
What's your favorite part of it? Like, what's great about it? Because to me, it's annoying.
Probably just, there's some days where it's better than others.
I could be talked out of this. I could be wrong.
No, I don't know. Some days are better than others. I think it's just fun to kind of see how someone's day going, but you don't have to be fully involved. They just send you like a quick picture.
What am I wrong about?
What do you mean?
What am I missing about Snapchat?
Well, what does it make you like it in the first place?
I don't.
You just don't like it?
No.
Why?
I don't.
Because you have to know about something
Why
before
are
you
you
can't
fucking
like it.
sending me a picture? Why don't you text me?
You could, but that.
Why don't you just text me a picture?
But then that picture's gonna stay on your phone. Snapchat, I guess, I think it's more of a.
You're not sending me nudes.
I don't.
You're sending me a fucking picture of you with your You're sending me a picture of your shoes standing there, being like, "I've been in this waiting room for fucking 25 minutes, and I was supposed to be seen 23 minutes ago."
Now that part, yeah, I get it, but it could just be they're trying to pass along.
Oh, when someone sends their story.
What if they're just trying to pass a long time? Maybe they're just bored out of their mind. Maybe that's what Snapchat's for.
Text me.
Yeah, just text me. Shoot me a text. Now let me ask you this: if I call you, are you going to answer? Or are you one of those people where you have to ignore the call and then you have to wait for that person to text you before you respond? Because there's people out there that do that.
I'm answering.
You know who does that? Chris Perry's a big one for that.
Really?
You'll call him, he won't answer.
Cool.
He's cool. He's my boy. You'll call him, he won't answer, and then he'll text you. Hey man, what's up? I called you so I didn't have to text.
If I'm in a legit situation,
right,
then I'll do that.
Right.
But
that's my
I
boy.
would rather if you're calling me, I'm like, fuck yeah, now I don't have to text you. What's up?
Right.
End of story.
To me, it makes it so much easier.
Phone calls are great.
But that's him though. He'll be. I don't want to. Nope.
Would he call and order food from a place?
Chris, yeah, he'll do that.
Wow.
But he won't sit there and have a 30-minute conversation with you. On the phone, he'll do it text messaging. He'll blow your phone up. But phone calls, he's just not a big fan of it.
Really?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's not weird. It's just different.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know if it triggered him as a kid. Maybe he was on the phone too long at like camp one year. I don't know. But
nothing's more annoying though than having your parent be on the phone with a relative and then they fucking pass you the phone.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this?
No, the most awkward time on a phone call? I'm just picking a place. You go to Target. You're in the bathroom. You're install 1. Somebody enters install 2.
So we're pooping.
And you can't see what they're doing. But they're on their phone. They probably have their little earbuds in or whatever. And they're carrying on a conversation. And they're like, hey, what's going on, man? And you're like,
nothing much, dude. Shit.
Yeah, not much, bro. Just, handle my business. And they're like, hey, man, let me call you back. Some freak show's talking next to me. Then it gets awkward.
Pee on their shoes.
Yeah, you could, but, that's...
Then you're fighting.
Yeah, at that point. And then you're going to be on social media because someone's going to tag, they're going to hashtag, crazy day in Target.
Here's what I'll say. None of us will ever trend or be the subject of anything newsworthy.
Right? Isn't that wild?
Unless we kill somebody.
Well, who knows? Who knows if we've done any of that?
We could sexually harass somebody.
Whoa.
And it will not
I mean, it'd probably be on
will not. No.
6 o'clock news. 6 o'clock
No
news.
fucking way, dude.
If it gets out.
No. There is so much sexual harassment going on.
Oh, yeah.
And filed every day that we're not. No.
No.
I bet my life, no offense,
Yeah.
that if you had some code of conduct thing at Enterprise, you wouldn't be on the news. If I got in some sexual harassment thing, I would not be on the news.
Probably
I
not.
promise, dude.
Probably not.
None of us will ever trend.
The only time it'd be on the news for me is if I was like drunk at work and I drove somebody home. That would be a newsworthy story. But something that's, you're right.
It's just, we're not.
By the way, you went ham on 3 granola bars.
I'm so fucking hungry.
You went in, bro.
This is what I'm saying. I ate lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just fucked my schedule up. I'll tell you after why. But I fucked my schedule up. I couldn't eat.
Episode 329,
I'm
baby.
so hungry. We just hit an hour 30. We did good.
Dang, bro.
What did you think was going to happen going into this? And are you satisfied or are you thumbs down?
Oh, as we say at Enterprise, I'm completely satisfied. But anyways, yeah, that's
Comment card.
right. That's the winner. But honestly, like I texted you the other day, like I was like, is this gonna be like a Q&A session or is this like buddy? Like what's gonna happen? And honestly, looking at it, I think the best thing for it was just we were ourselves. We weren't like you honestly, if you took these mics away.
Exactly, that's exactly the point.
Yeah, you'd have no idea that this was going on. Like you'd be like, I wonder what like CJ and Cody were. I can tell you exactly what they were doing. They carried on a conversation like they were bros, out on the boat fishing for an hour and a half, and they carried on a conversation. And that's what life should be about.
What did you think of me in high school? Because I just remember, I don't want to say what I thought of you. And it's not bad, but I just don't want to taint what you thought of me. And
I don't. No, you just one of the boys, bro. What cool cat. One of the ones that was like, I want to.
I feel like I was such a douche, but I mean, I don't know.
We'll never know. Like I thought I was kind of cool, but I probably wasn't. I mean, there's probably some guy going, Cody was so lame, bro. Like who knows?
I doubt that, dude.
I don't know.
I don't think people think that hard about other people.
Who knows? But that's the thing.
Maybe.
We don't know, and we'll never know. Like somebody could be at home right now going, dude, those bros are tools. Like, and you never know.
There's definitely people who thought that about me. I don't blame them at all.
Well, I don't. I don't. And to me, it doesn't bother me. Like I think about like when myself is like I'm a pretty cool guy.
I can say I was nice.
Right.
I was never like mean to other people.
Right. I'm genuine. Got a soft heart at the end of the day. Like I'm always gonna have your back if you have mine. The pretty much type situation. Like, I'll give you the shirt off my back. I don't even care what happens. But some people are like, nah, man, Cody's like this and that, and you'll never. Like,
I'm not even just saying this. I remember thinking like this kid is not a dick.
Right.
Like, he's just a cool dude. Like he's not. I never saw you trying too hard.
Right.
That's the shit that bothers me. Like when you see. There it is.
Right.
When you see people trying like way too hard, that really gets to me, dude.
Right.
And I just noticed like, okay, this kid is just being himself.
That's it. That's all you have to be.
I'm like, that's cool to me. And if you were trying too hard, I wasn't like, oh, fuck this kid.
Right.
I felt like bad. I was like, that's like, you're making it worse.
Right.
By trying to, you know what I mean?
I always thought like the squads at Mandarin were pretty straight. Like there was never like
everyone was cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like we all still hang out now. Like
I'm so glad because I've always said that when I went to high school, there wasn't like the jocks and the blah blah blah.
Right.
Everybody was cool with each other.
Right.
And there was definitely groups of friends.
Right. And you know how like there's always
there
like that
wasn't,
thing
like,
is like you're
rivals.
never gonna see that person like for like you're the rest of your life. That part I think is so cliche.
Unless you move.
Right. And then you're done.
Yeah.
But there's people right now that we went to high school with that we probably haven't heard of in probably 10 years. But it's not as big a percentage as you think it is. And social media might play a little bit of a part, but it's still that circle of bond where you'll pick up the phone tonight and you'll be like, yo, man, what's going on? You'll call your buddy and it's somebody from high school or it's somebody from, it could be middle school, could be, who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
But that click's always stayed there because it's just the way we bond. I think it's like, they're like, yo, you'll never see them again, man. Like high school's over, you're done. It's not really ever done.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
If you stick with it and you're just, with people and you have your friends.
Right. That's it.
And you're cool.
And then
but you will see people for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And then
you will definitely see them again.
You know, like when I don't want to get bumped into is like when I'm like scrubbing it into like the grocery store, like where I'm absolutely bumming it. And that's the time where you run into everybody you have seen for the past 10 years of your life.
Dude, I go into the grocery store usually wearing my work clothes, which is like covered in paint, and I just have headphones in. And I'm so weird, dude.
Have you ever got the shopping cart bump yet? Where you'll be shopping and somebody will bump into you on purpose and they know who you are.
Oh no!
Oh, I have. It is like I was like, is this the fucking movies? Like just yell my name out.
Movies.
Just yell my name, Cody. What's going on, man? And it's usually like the worst time in the grocery store is as soon as I grab beer, somebody's always got, hey Cody, hey,
what are you doing?
Hey man, that's 24. Give me the 18. Give me.
I'm just drinking 18.
I'm just casually. You know, or you'll have like 2 already in the cart. You'll have 2 24s ready to go. I'm like, hey, Cody, this isn't all for tonight. Don't worry. And then you're explaining yourself.
I'm an alcoholic. I drink all this in one night.
Right.
I'm not hanging out with anybody.
You're explaining yourself. They could care less that you have all this stuff in your cart. And they could be judging hard. It could be beer, condoms, cigarettes, and a thing of eggs. And they're like, I don't know what's happening at that house tonight, but someone's getting a good breakfast in the morning. Okay? That's all I know.
Hopefully.
Hopefully they wake up.
Hopefully.
Or they're like, okay. Like they support you. Like they're like, hey, my dog, is that 48 beers? Hey, bro, just be careful. Just be careful.
It's a lot.
That's what I want them to do.
That's a lot.
Or they're like, they're even more of you, bro. They're like, 48 beers and condoms? Cody, I know you finna do it right tonight.
And then they give you some Coke. Yeah, like, good for you. Would you die if you did Coke?
I'm not even going to try that.
I'm just like, how does that work?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I haven't Googled it.
I mean, I'm not saying you should.
I'm
just
sure
saying,
it would probably alter so much stuff.
Like, I would feel so just to wrap this up, you knew it was hereditary or no?
Yeah, I knew it was hereditary.
Okay, so were you kind of cautious against it your whole life, or were you just like, it's going to happen?
No, I really just kind of went there like guns blazing. Like, I got it, but my brother didn't get it. So, like, There's a good chance that my kids won't get it, and my brother's kids will get it. So you just never know. Like you'll never know, and that's what I love about life is you don't know. Like you cannot sit there and go like this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen because you don't know tomorrow if you're gonna get promoted or fired. You don't know if you're gonna run a red light or
just die.
Yeah, you don't. And I think what that coma really taught me about life is you never really understand how much is around you until you actually, quote unquote, wake back up.
What the fuck happens in a coma? Do you remember anything?
You don't. It's just black. Like I didn't walk with Jesus. I didn't.
That's so crazy.
I didn't go into some alternate life. I didn't.
Yeah, fucking all that. That's,
from November 19th through November 24th, bro, there's no telling what went on.
Nothing.
That's it.
Your brain was in a coma. You were shut down, dog.
Yeah, I was.
That's so crazy.
Out. I was out, dude. So like, I think that's one thing like I value about life is like tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm going to wake up. Like I don't know, but tomorrow there's a good 97% chance I'm going to wake up.
Yeah, it's pretty high chances.
Right, and that's what I like is that there was a time in my life where we were down in the teens of. We might have to put tubes down his throat, and that's when it starts getting serious. Like that's where,
so scary,
right? And that's where you start like really valuing like when people say, "Hey, if they'll just give you that circle I was telling you about of like
the Venn diagram,
right? Of same, different in the middle, caring person. That's it. Like that person doesn't have diabetes. I have diabetes. I don't know what they're going through, but I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'm gonna help them out. So that's that Venn diagram. So if they'll reach out to me on a Tuesday afternoon, hey man, how's your blood sugar been? It's been good, man. Why like. See, like I'll find it annoying that they're asking me, but in the perspective of it, the fact that they're reaching out to me goes a long way. Yeah, it's like you know what, this person has went out of their way. God forbid, what they're going through today.
It does feel good when people are like, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Right, it's in a simple text. It could be, "Hey, just thought about you, man. Hope you're doing well. I know you had diabetes," as if it's like some kind of like ferocious
I know you got
thing.
the beats, dog.
Right, I know you got
the beaties.
I know you got the diabetics, bro, but I gotta keep an eye on you. And then like
it's a good thing.
What's cool is it's not cool, but how much support I had when I was in my coma. Like my mom kind of kicked everybody out of the room because like there was a lot of people coming in.
That's really cool.
But because she's like he's not gonna know you're in here. Like there's nothing you can do. Like, you can come and see him as if I'm in some kind of like viewing, as if I'm at my funeral. But She's like, there's nothing you can do. You can come and see him, and you could tell him
It's so dark.
To your blue. And let me tell you something. I've had some, like, I don't know if I've had memory loss, but I've had times where, like, I'll hang out with somebody, and they'll be like, Cody, remember this? And I'm like, no.
You had a coma, dog. You definitely experienced some brain damage.
Bro, check this out.
Not in like your
no, I
dumb
can,
way,
I can tell you
but
exactly when I had brain damage.
just lost files.
Oh, guaranteed. So there was a girl we went to high school with, and I saw her at a Jags game recently this year. You remember Krista Urrutia?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw her at the Jags game, bro. I had no idea who she was, but I knew who her little sister was because
I didn't even know she had a little sister.
she did. She does. I mean, she does.
She did.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Dark.
does. She does. Who's, by the way, now in college. But anyways, I used to teach extended day before, like when I got out of high school. I remembered hanging out, with them after school and doing
Back
like
in the day.
right, like 2011, like right when I got out of high. But I didn't remember going to high school or middle school or elementary school with Christy at all. Like I had no idea who she was until like midway through the game. I was like, "Hey, you're," and it was like the weirdest thing.
You lost some files, bro.
Bro, there's more than files lost. There's like
You lost the cabinet.
right
The
now.
whole, like,
Now there's some days where I'm like, you know what? It's 4:00 in the afternoon. I wonder if I could pull the diabetes card and go home early.
I would definitely do
But
that.
like, you know what? My blood sugar's low, dude. I gotta dip.
Anyone have a Snickers bar?
Right,
'Cause
okay.
I gotta go if not.
I gotta peace out, dude. Or my blood sugar's really high. I gotta dip.
What you gotta be? Well, you can't be a Snickers bar because you could say you're allergic to peanuts. Which
Right.
is really smart.
Right.
So you can just be like, I need a Milky Way, and they'll be like, damn, I don't have a Milky Way. And be like, well, I guess I gotta go home.
I guess I gotta peace out.
Hey, dude.
It's
Great
been a real-
episode.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome. You should start your own shit.
Right. I probably will. I need to look into it.
It's simple. I'll talk to you about it. All right. Anything you want to say to these people to end it?
Just that we love you guys and
We do.
thanks for the support and we look forward to this one again.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. That was episode 329. Episode 328 was fun. 327 with Zach Burke and 326 with Ree are also available. We're on every streaming platform. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere you want to be and everywhere that you could be.
Hey.
That's that. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you next time.
See you guys.
Bye. Fun times in the motherfucker.